guys, welcome back to my channel. So I am here for my October haul of things. Obviously mostly books and bookish things that I have accumulated recently that I am here to show you guys. So the first thing I want to get to, I can't remember if I technically hauled it in my last video. Even if I did, it's worth showing again. So I have some book art bookmarks to show you guys. You guys always love seeing these. This is the bookmark company that I have repped for a really long time, and they're my favorite bookmarks, and you guys seem to really like when I feature them as well. But I just have to show you this one. Oh god, it's so washed out. It's a goat. Basically, Margot, who is the owner of this shop, saw that Carolyn custom made this goat book sleeve and decided to make one that matched. I know. I'm ridiculously excited. I've already used this book sleeve like extensively. Like this has seen some days of use, let me tell you. But now I have a goat one to match. Just look how great that is. It's an entire blinged out goat. It's gonna be saved for all of my special goat reads. But this is like the most ridiculously exciting thing that I've received in a long time. I just love that I'm branding myself as the goat girl. It's great. I love it. I have that, but I also want to show you guys the 3 bookmarks that she did send me recently as part of like just being a rep for her. This first one is amazing. It's huge, but it is an entire functioning pocket watch. Like it came to me ticking and accurate on time. Is that not the coolest thing you've ever seen? And it has a whole like gear steampunk theme. So like if you're trying to keep track of your reading, you literally have a watch attached to your book. It's brilliant. It is very large though, so I feel like I should save this for like a heavier book. Like I don't think I would put this on a very like floppy paperback. I think I would save this for like a heavy duty hardcover because it's quite large. But just look at that. Look how cool that is. And it just flips right on open to a watch face. It's amazing. Another one that she sent me is on a lovely like maroon pinkish purplish band, and it just is the compass rose as a connector. Let me zoom in real quick. So that is what it looks like. And in case you guys are brand spanking new here, I will show you how these bookmarks work in 1 second. I'll show you the last one and then I'll show you how they go on the book. And the last one is like the ones that I always ask for. My favorite bookmarks from her are the natural stone ones, whether it's like the geode slices or the stone bars. I just adore them. I want one in every color. So she sent me a green one because green is my favorite color. So this is just a like slice of a geode, and obviously all of these are going to be unique and like one of a kind because obviously it's like a real piece of stone. And they're always like coated in a gold coating, and this one is on a thin band. So let me grab a book real quick and I'll show you guys how this works. So basically you take your book and say like this is like the page you're on. You literally just stretch it around kind of like a headband. And you can put this on the front of the book, you can run it over, and you can actually put it on the spine so you can put your book back on the shelf without like losing your place or anything like that. I adore them. I have so many at this point. This is like one of my favorite companies to rep for. And I just highly recommend them. They have all been of the highest quality, and I just adore her variety. She obviously has a whole like slew of different types of connectors and little dangly things and fun things that she adds on. So those are the 4 most recent ones that I can add to my collection. If you guys would like to get them, I do have a rep code. I will put it down in the description for you guys in case you would like to get your hands on any. And then speaking of that goat book sleeve, I did get my October rep package from SewHappyStitchHappy, which these 2 shops, Carolyn and Margot, are the 2 people who run these 2 shops, and they are friends, and I just adore working with both of them. So this is probably my favorite book sleeve that I've gotten from her. I mean, like the goat ones have been like superior, obviously, because hello, I'm the goat person, but look at this pattern. It's chubby little black cats and pumpkins. Can you not? This is so stinking cute. So this is the medium book sleeve from SewHappyStitchHappy. Again, all of her shop and info and rep code will be down there. I like her book sleeves because she actually puts a little button and elastic band closure so it keeps your book in case this gets like flipped upside down or anything. And she has started adding pockets. So we have a huge pocket here, and then on the side we have a pocket for a pen, and inside is black. That is her logo right there. I can't. This is the cutest thing. I am pretty sure she has already sold out of this by the time I'm filming this, which was like only a day or two after they were listed in her shop. So in case you guys would like this, I will see if she's going to get any more of these in her shop, but she does have other Halloween-y type prints available, as well as a whole bunch of all of her classic prints that she always does. I can't. This is the cutest thing ever. So thank you so much to Carolyn and to Margot for sending me these packages. I can't wait to take pictures with them. They just make me so happy. So those are some recent things to add to the library that I'm just so excited about. And then I guess while we're on the subject of book sleeves, I did get the pre-order for The Burning Shadow, which came with a custom book bow, which has like Jennifer L. Armentrout's signature on there. This is the sequel to The Darkest Star. So I did order this from the Fountain, which came also with like a little exclusive swaggy bookmark thing, but you could get it personalized and signed, which is partially why I did it. I also just love Jennifer L. Armentrout. She's one of my favorite authors to just follow. So whenever she does something like that, I try and support her, but I also really like getting signed and personalized books without having to lug it to a signing. So these two things showed up and I was so excited about them. Speaking of other pre-orders that I received this past month, I did get the UK Waterstone signed exclusive edition of Wayward Son by Rainbow Rowell because I don't know. I'm a huge fan of her books, but Carry On was like not my favorite one of her, but I basically was sold on this. It has flowers. It's only on the side, which is kind of weird. It was advertised that way. Like, I knew it was coming this way, but it's just weird to me when you get sprayed edges only right here. And so far, I've only seen that on UK books. I don't know if that's a thing over there, but what I love is that the edges match the underneath, like the actual hardcover of the book. Like, look at this book. It's flowers all the way around. I'm so excited. So I think I'm actually going to need to reread Carry On because it's been a long time. I reread Fangirl earlier this year, and this also has fan art on the end pages, by the way. That was another like exclusive thing, I think, for this edition. Maybe all of them. I don't remember. But it's been a long time since I've read Carry On, so I'm gonna need to refresh my memory before I dive into this. But this was an edition that was available that I bought. I don't know why. There were so many different versions. I like the Barnes & Noble edition of this book. It's the night version, like the moon version. The regular one is like the sunny, daytime, yellowy one, but the Barnes & Noble one is like dark and navy, and I like it. But I couldn't pass this up. I just couldn't. So I got this. This next book was actually sent to me by a new subscription company that I just featured on my Instagram account. It's by Ousu Books. I need to check into the pronunciation of that. That just occurred to me. But basically it's a smaller subscription box that sends English translated Japanese famous works. So basically us English speaking people can experience like the bestsellers that are happening in Japan right now. So the book that I received was The Devotion of Suspect X by Kigo Higashino. And it came with this really cute note explaining it, which is like the nicest penmanship I've ever seen. And it also came with this beautiful little printed bookmark. And I just like the message about it, so I featured it on my Instagram if you guys would like to go check that out. But this is a Japanese thriller that I personally have never... Actually, I feel like I have heard of this. The title sounds familiar to me. But either way, it's a huge phenomenon of a bestseller over in Japan, and it has been translated to English, so now I can read this and experience what they have been experiencing, which I'm so excited about. I'm gonna get into Book of the Month books. The YA book that I chose this month was Full Disclosure by Cameron Garrett. This just sounds really important and like a really hard-hitting good story. Basically, I chose this one because it reads like a very stereotypical YA contemporary. Like, girl in high school is making googly eyes at a guy who's in a play with her. But what really stood out to me is that our main character is HIV positive, which is something that I don't think I've ever seen explored in YA, and I just am very anxious to read this and see how well it is portrayed, because I feel like that's a very important thing that needs to be discussed that I have yet to see make it into the YA market. So this was the book that I chose for YA Book of the Month. My affiliate link will be down in the description if you guys would like to use it. And then for my actual like Book of the Month that I personally get every month, I personally didn't like any of the choices this month, but I really wanted to place an order so that I could add on a book. That's first world problems right there. I just kind of randomly picked Nothing to See Here by Kevin Wilson. One, because of the cover, like that's freaking ridiculous. But out of all of the choices, this one just sounded the weirdest, which is sometimes how I pick books. Honestly, this was giving me like Chuck Palahniuk vibes, which it's been a long time since I've read just really weird writing, and I was kind of in the mood for it, so I chose this one. I think it follows two friends or roommates who are inseparable best friends at their boarding school, but then one has to unexpectedly leave in the wake of a scandal, and they haven't spoken in 10 years, and now they're reuniting, I think. But they basically get to reunite 10 years later, and one of them has two twin stepkids, and they are reuniting, and the friend is starting to, like, step in to help care for him. But the weird part, like, the Pollinic part of this book is that the twins spontaneously combust. Just burst into flames. That's where I stopped on the synopsis. I feel like this is a book that you just need to experience, so I'm gonna go in with that much knowledge. It's just like friends reuniting 10 years later and they're taking care of spontaneously combusting twin children. Okay, sure. So I picked that book, but I basically picked it so that I could add on American Predator by Maureen Callahan, because this was a Friday Fright-a-thon pick that we chose, which we have already read. By the time you guys are seeing this, we're probably honestly on the last book of the month. But I wanted to have a hard copy so that I could, like, read along with the audiobook that I was listening to, and this book gave me the freaking heebie-jeebies. This is, like, one of the most uncomfortable books I've ever read. This is true crime. This is nonfiction about a serial killer, and it's basically, most of the book is just his interrogations and his confessions of him doing everything, and it just made me feel so uncomfortable because it's word for word from his mouth, everything that he did. And he's just nonchalant about everything. And it's real. Like, this shit happened recently. So this was an experience. I don't know if I'm going to keep this on my shelf because, again, it made me very uncomfortable. But it was, like, really well written. So I'm glad that I read it. Kind of. I don't know yet. And while I'm on the subject of all the Friday Fright-a-thon books, I did pick up a hard copy of The Escape Room by Megan Golden. By the time you guys are seeing this, I think we are finishing this one up. And starting The Cabin at the End of the World by Paul Tremblay. This is the one that I've been holding out hope for. I haven't liked a lot of the books that we've been doing. I don't know if I'm just not a thriller person anymore, but the past two books have just been like strikes for me. But I've heard amazing things about this. This one came out last year and it's been on a lot of top horror lists in the recent years. Like, this has actually made it on a lot of top best-selling horror story lists. So I'm holding out hope for this one. If you guys are curious about synopsis of these, I talked about them in my Friday Fright-a-thon announcement video, so that will save time in this video, but I did technically acquire hard copies of those. And then two spontaneous purchases that I made on my own. I got a copy of Him by Serena Bowen and Elle Kennedy, who are two of my favorite adult romance authors, and they co-authored this male-male romance, which I've heard nothing but amazing things about. I'm very excited about it. I have high expectations, which I feel like I'm waiting for them to lower before going into this because it's never good to go in with high expectations. But this happened to be on sale for, I think, like $6 on Amazon one day, so I just snatched it up because I knew I was going to read it at some point. I adore both authors. I have all of, like, their books separately, so I feel like I should start collecting the ones that they co-authored. This is obviously a hockey male-male romance. I'm very excited about it. I've heard really good things. And then I also finally picked up the fourth book in the Collectors series by Dot Hutchinson, The Vanishing Season. This is a series that I've talked about a lot recently on my channel. I'm not going to go into detail about it in this one, but this is one of my favorite series that I've gotten into, but heavy on the content warnings. But this is book 4, and I don't know if this is the complete series. All of these can almost be read as standalones. It's a continuous, like, linear story of the investigators that we follow throughout the series. But all of the individual stories wrap up in each book, so I don't know if the series is going to continue. I know she's currently writing something, but I don't know if it's completely new or if it's another one, but this is the fourth book in that series, and I want more from it. Then I just came home today, like the day that I'm filming this video, to 2 books off of my Amazon wish list. These are obviously Fence Volume 2 by C.S. Pacat, and this is Nightlights by Lorena Alvarez. Which one, well, okay, I feel like everybody already knows what Fence is. This is like a, obviously a fencing boarding school situation, and I hear that it's queer, but I don't think it's gotten there yet, but this is volume 2, and then this illustrator has like my favorite art style, like just very colorful, childlike, sketchy type of drawings, and I just adore it, and it looked so stinking cute. So this is, I think, honestly, a younger, like, closer middle grade, if not young reader graphic novel, but the art style is just so fantastical and beautiful. So these are both from Cassandra Snow. Cassandra, correct me which way it is. I'm assuming Cassandra? I'm only assuming that because I had a friend named Cassandra and she pronounced it that way. So thank you so much, Cassandra. This totally made my entire day. This like brightened up my mood for the entire season. So thank you so much for sending these my way. You didn't have to do that. I appreciate you so, so much. And then the very last 3 books are 3 books that Berkley Romance has sent me, and that is a finished copy of the Bromance Book Club by Lyssa Kay Adams, which I am currently reading, and I have a feeling this is going to make my top romance list of the year. I am loving it so much. I'm about halfway through right now. This is basically about a guy who is a pro baseball player who gets initiated into the secret book club with all of his teammates and friends, where they read romance novels in order to repair their in-life relationships. It's brilliant. I am adoring this. So this is a finished copy sent to me from Berkley, so thank you so much, Berkley, for this. They also sent a finished copy of Not the Girl You Marry by Andy J. Christopher, which I'm very excited about because she is going to be signing at a Polycon, so I can take this to get it signed. I believe this is a gender-bent How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days type of story. I've heard mixed things about this, to be honest. I've heard not so great reviews, and I've heard some raving reviews about how like cute this is. So I have a feeling I'm gonna go into this with somewhat low expectations of it just being kind of a fluffy rom-com and hope for the best. But I mean, there's a dog on the cover, there's a dog on the spine, so I have high hopes for that part. And then the very final one that I got is The Christmas Keeper by Jen McKinley. I'm starting to stockpile Christmas books. I know, it's only October, but this is the prime time to stock up on Christmas romances as we're going into the holiday season. This is more of a cowboy Christmas romance, and honestly, this is totally my type of story. This is exactly what I look for in romance books, but just like the Christmas version. I believe this is a second chance romance between like a big city girl and a rancher, like a cowboy Western man. So this is just a cowboy Western Christmas romance, and I am here for it. I'm so excited. I honestly want to read this now, but I think I'm gonna try and save it for Christmas time. So those are all of the books. That's out of frame. We were so close to making it. We'll just plop it down here. It's fine. So that is everything that I received in the month of October. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. I hope you guys like stuck through to the end because these videos are always long, but that's going to be it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in my next one.